Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020, and we are, as I stated on Friday, going to start our new structure that will remain intact from from now until the end of the year. Okay, I don't know if you've gotten the messages. Schools will be closed through the rest of this year, so once again, I must reiterate, you have to do this online work. It is required. Now, what I had stated to you in the change, I said that what's going to happen is I'm going to assign you all the main work that you need to do on Monday. As we go throughout the week, I will be asking you individual bell ringer style questions. These questions are going to be designed to be used not only as attendance, but also to show me that you are in touch with exactly what's going on. We will be having Google Meet sessions this week. I don't know exactly what day, likely on Wednesday or Thursday. And you will be given a test on Friday. The test will probably be one of those USA tests, the one that we usually do on a Scantron. I have to clarify with my colleagues about that, but you will have some sort of test on Friday. So for the assignment for today, we are wrapping up the rest of the food chain in this video, the rest of the new material. You will have every single thing that you should have learned on the food chain at this point. And I'm going to divide this video up into two parts because it is going to be the longest video covering the remainder of this lecture. And it's going to be done so in this way because, like I said, I'm just going to give you all the work on Monday for what we're going to do. And it will likely encompass some less work than what it would have been like had I given it to you daily. So we are now on Interdependence Final. We are now on slide 2. To review where we last left off last time, we just discussed about autotrophs and heterotrophs. We said that autotrophs are animals that have the ability to make their own energy, like photosynthetic organisms such as plants, or chemosynthetic organisms such as bacteria, microscopic bacteria that are in the water, in volcanic vents. We have discussed aquatic food chains. We talked about animals called phytoplankton. Phytoplankton are a form of microscopic photosynthetic organism that have the ability to make their own energy. Some do chemosynthesis, some use the sun. We're just going to keep it, I think, with the sun to just try to make it simpler. Now, we are moving up to the level, so the phytoplankton were the producers in the aquatic environment. We are now moving up to the primary consumers, and we are now on slide 2. So, aquatic food chains, primary consumers. Unlike the level of primary consumers for terrestrial food chains, primary consumers in the aquatic realm are herbivores. However, as plants are not found in the deep blue sea, they feed off of something else. Aquatic primary consumers consist of zooplankton. Okay, so aquatic primary consumers, they consist of these animals that are known as zooplankton. Zooplankton feed off of phytoplankton, the producers of the sea. Zooplankton are considered to be herbivores, as the organisms that they feed on are considered to be photosynthetic organisms. So if anything is using photosynthesis, we know that it is a plant-like animal, or a plant-like organism, excuse me. So we are now on slide 3. So you are now looking at a couple of diagrams of zooplankton. The title of the slide is zooplankton, and it says animals that are considered zooplankton include small shrimp-like crustaceans, not actual shrimp, but shrimp-like crustaceans, meaning they look kind of like shrimp, as you can see in the diagram to the bottom left, as well as fish larvae and a host of other small creatures. So fish larvae, even though the fish larvae is going to grow up to be maybe a large fish, it is still considered to be a form of zooplankton because it's just a small, teeny-weeny fish that is just, when fish lay eggs, they lay like 100, 200 eggs in a litter. The reason why they lay so much, because out of that entire egg cluster, maybe one or two will actually grow up to be adults, and the rest of them will all serve as food to feed the animals of the food chain. That goes back how I was saying that the food chains are very, very much interconnected. That's why they're a chain. They're linked together, okay? And everything serves together, as we're going to see later on in this slide. Okay, we are now on Slide 4, consumers of the sea. In aquatic food chain, secondary consumers consist of carnivorous animals such as small fish and crayfish. Tertiary consumers can include things like seals and large fish, and quaternary consumers can include animals like toothed whales, large sharks, such as the great white, hammerhead, etc., tiger sharks, as well as giant squid, octopus, things like that. Those are the top dogs in the aquatic realm. Now, aquatic food chain. So if you now move on to slide 5, I'm just giving you a diagram there. I just kind of want you to see how, this looks exactly. As you can see in the upper left, you're going to see those microscopic phytoplankton followed by the zooplankton. Okay. The zooplankton are then fed upon by the small fish. The small fish are then fed upon, in this instance of the diagram, tuna, which is a larger fish. And the tuna, is then eaten by a great white shark. So that is the concept for that. We are now on slide 6. So we are now going to look at relationships among living organisms. Okay. It says that a relation among organisms, a symbiotic relationship, is a relationship among two animals that can have 3 different effects. Okay. 1, you can have a mutualistic symbiotic relationship. So in mutualism, 2 animals help each other out for a means of survival. 2, commensalism. In commensalism, one organism will benefit from the relationship while the other neither benefits nor is harmed. And the third type of symbiotic relationship is parasitism. In parasitism, one organism benefits from the relationship while the other organism is harmed. Hence the term parasite. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and pause the video right here. The video is paused on slide 6. And we will now move on to slide 7 in the next video.